My name is Tony Gonzalez from Made in Metal.
Hablo español, pero no lo practico tan seguido, por eso que, no sé, la entrevista, si puedo mezclar inglés y español, se me hacen mucho más fáciles.
We are here because the band recently released a deluxe edition of Heatwave. What can we find on this release?
You can find, 3 new songs, 3 live songs, 3 acoustic versions of previous songs from Heatwave, the main album, and a bonus on the bonuses with a song with Dregen, who plays in Backyard Babies and Helicopters, as well as Pontus Snib, who sings in the band Bonafide. So we added that on top of everything extra. We had that song that we never had released on a record, so we wanted to add it to the bonus record.
Why the song were out of the original version?
First of all, Road is Ours, and you can't no, what, I have the record right here. Let me see. So the Road is Ours and Show Me What You Got, we wrote last year because we decided that we wanted to do a bonus album, and we wanted, so right then and there we started writing new material, and the Road is Ours was the first one, and then the other one, Show Me What You Got, we wrote with Chips Keesby, a famous Swedish songwriter and producer who's produced a lot of, I think he's written or produced songs for Helicopters and stuff like that. So we wrote that little more punk song with him. And then You Can't Handle Me was a song that, yes, that song was left over from the main album. And it's a song written by a famous Swedish songwriter his name is Andreas Karlsson. And the reason we didn't have it on Heatwave was because we felt that we all write songs, and we wanted to have our own songs. You know, those are number ones, the ones that we've created, and also because it's very much pop, much more pop rock than we usually do. So now that we did a bonus album, we really love the song, and we felt that on a bonus album, you're kind of free to do a little bit. Your creative freedom is a little bigger than I guess normally. So then we felt like, yeah, let's do that song because we really like that song. So we did it because we could.
That was my idea, that songs like Driving in Style, Sleep were not the usual song that we listen when we take a CD from the band.
No.
No.
No, it's big. I mean, Driving in Style was a song written by me and Filippa and our producer on the album, Sören. And I think just creatively, as a creative person, anyone listening out there, they would understand that whatever comes to you, comes to you. And we all have different musical backgrounds and influences. So obviously we're going to evolve, especially now that we write more together. Because before it was most Filippa doing all the writing. But then on Heatwave, we all got together and put our own stamp on it. And that's why I think it became it's so good, and we're so proud of it, because finally I feel like we're having a unique Thundermother sound. And I think that's a lot of, that's something to be proud over.
One of my favorite songs, that is one of the new songs, it fits perfectly on a Thundermother style. That is The Road is O'er.
Well, thank you so much, because it's all of everyone in the band's favorite song too. We really got to do exactly what we love with rock and roll, and got all the elements in one song, which was really fun. And the video was a lot of fun to do, because we didn't want to do the obvious video for that song where you're driving on the road and blah blah blah. You've seen that a million times. So our manager actually came up with the idea of like, why are you not in a movie theater and you can have all these like fun references? And then our creative minds just like exploded, and we were like, yes, we can do this and that and da 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 da. So once we put it together, I mean, I think it turned out really well, and it was definitely a lot of fun to do, even though it was horrible to be the Grudge. I don't know if you've seen the video. I'm the grudge in there, and that the white nightgown that I was wearing, Emily like dragged it around the snow, so it was fucking ice cold to wear. But you do what you do what you have to do to make the video look cool and for the band. Sacrifices.
Yes. I remember our show at Leyendas del Rock.
Ready for some rock and roll? Yeah!
That day, you celebrate Filipa's birthday. I remember part of the band were at the bar drinking beer, but not in the backstage. No, no, no. They're in the bar with the rest of the fans, but very happy. And do you usually do that?
We usually do that. No, I mean, we love festivals and we love meeting the fans and hanging out with people. And so yeah, I know we at Leyendas de Rock we were out mingling forever because I mean the backstage. No offense to Leyendas de Rock, but that backstage was not happening. I mean, there's no people there.
Yeah.
You want to be with the people. So yeah, we usually do that as much as possible. You know.
And tell me, in taking account that you are talented, John, the singer, and beautiful, when you go to the bar, there is a lot of guys trying to hang out with you.
Mm, I mean, you'd think. No, but honestly, I think that people, I mean, especially back then, I don't know if they were intimidated or what, but no, it's not. I mean, yes, people are drunk and they get up and talk to you if they recognize you, blah, blah, blah. But um, for the most part, it's pretty chill. But I also think it's, when we did Leyendas de Rock, we were just like, we had just become that new lineup. Now that we've like, uh, I guess grown and become a little bigger, blah blah blah. I guess it's not as safe to be out and about, but we usually try to have someone with us, so if in case anything would be, uncomfortable.
Yes, I try to remember. I remember that I was there and I was walking and I saw you. So, this is this is Guernica. And I see,
Yeah.
wow, he's too tall.
Yeah, I'm pretty tall. I'm 173. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I guess a little bit over average, but I usually wear like 5 centimeters heels, so I'm like one. I'm closer to 180 when I'm out and about.
Maybe next time, so we can share a drink.
Yeah,
And it's really, yes. So
absolutely.
yes, and tell me, you participate in the new King Zebra single, Wall of Confusion.
Yeah.
Tell me, how was the process?
The guys recorded the album in Gothenburg. I live in Stockholm, so I went over there over the day in, I don't know if it was in August or September last year. They had contacted our management and asked to do the collaboration. And yeah, I mean, I came there. I had never met the guys before. I had just listened to the song. They were all so nice and welcoming and just amazing people, and it was a really really fun day. Like, I had a blast with those guys. So I'm hoping that we meet again, like on the road. If we're gonna play the Swiss cruise, if they might be there then. They were just really awesome people. So I'm really happy that I did that.
Yes,
And the song is really good too.
it's really good. It's really good. Do you have their own studio, or are you like the rest of the most of the musicians around the world that with the COVID you run to the guitar center and buy guitars, microphone, amplifiers, and create a studio, or not you?
Well, actually, it's funny you say. I actually didn't used to have everything. I know Filippa had a home studio, and Emily has had a lot of home studio stuff before COVID as well. I didn't have that, but my boyfriend has everything. So, and we moved in together during COVID. So, guess, yeah. So technically, it's like a half and half. I have a studio at home now, so I can do demos. And I don't know if you saw the charity song, the Swedish one, "Save the Noise," the first one. I sang on that, and I recorded that at home. And So yeah, it's been really good to have the possibility to record myself at home.
In all the interviews, our usual question is, do you have plans for 2022? But this question, it doesn't match with Thundermother because you made your plans. I read that you were touring under the COVID circumstances. Tell me, how was the situation? How
Uh,
did you feel that? It was really different or not?
it was really different. Like the first COVID tour we did, we played on a fire truck, on the roof of a fire truck. So they had rebuilt it, and we had a stage on a fire truck, and that was really cool. It was all outside and super well organized. People were sitting in little boxes and whatever. Then the second one was a club tour, and people were sitting down, and the rules changed after every. It felt like it changed every week. So at the end of the tour, it was just 50 people with masks on a table. It was just strange, the whole thing. Um, but I'm happy that we got to do it. It was a great learning experience, and I think that the tour that we have coming up in a month is going to be similar, because obviously the pandemic is still going on. Uh, but yeah, I'd say like this: it's not my favorite thing to do, because I like when people are there jumping and you can feel the energy, but it's better than not touring at all. It's like a
Who had the idea of the fire truck?
I think Michael, our manager, he's very creative, and I think that our whole team, we have two managers, Michael and Eric. They're super creative and really good at just thinking outside the box, and we as well in the band. We're just like, as soon as COVID hit, we were on tour with Rose Tattoo. Like during that tour, I'm kid you not, we did the first live stream from Emily's um, summer cabin, because we were stuck there because of the touring and blah blah blah. So we did the first live stream there in March, I think. January, March, yeah. And that was during that Rose Tattoo tour. So I think that we just we don't see, I mean, we see that there's problems, but we always try to see solutions and try to find different ways of getting around it, so we get to do what we want to do. So yeah, I think that's a very good thing about our team.
Did you bring the fire truck to all the places and cities?
No, it was some fire trucks. We did also those car drive-in. We did one of those shows where it was like a drive-in. We did that. We also played in a little remote island where it's also like, I don't know, 200 people, but they were all sitting. So I think every region had different rules. But yeah, we had the first tour was with the fire truck, went everywhere with that.
So I have spoken with some German musicians, and they tell me that if they go to another country, when they come back to Germany, they need to keep in quarantine. In the case of Sweden, it's not that the problem, no? You were to Germany, you come back, and nothing happened.
No, the first time we actually quarantined for real, it was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, when we went to Berlin, because we played a stadium show in Berlin, stream from the Berlin Olympic Stadium.
Mhm.
So we had to be in quarantine in Berlin for 5 days. So we've done the opposite around. But when we come back home to Sweden, everything is just recommendations.
Some musicians said that when they made their numbers, no, there are sometimes more expenses than earning. How was in your case? Did you make your number, or the money is not important in this case?
I would say that it was kind of like a break even type situation. We didn't really make any money. If you're wondering how we've like financially kept going and blah blah blah, it's Sweden has had really great funding for musicians, and we've applied for all of them because we're full-time musicians. And thank God we were fortunate enough to get that. So that has made it so that we can live and pay our rent and all the basic stuff. But the touring per se hasn't really. No, it's for the fans and for our mental health.
Perfect. Perfect. I understand perfectly. I understand perfectly. But I was thinking that maybe if you count the concerts, maybe you can go to the Guinness Book of Records because maybe you are the band who play more concerts under this quarantine, or maybe this year.
We should. That's actually not a bad idea. I'm gonna
Of
tell our
course,
managers. We need to look into that. That'd be super cool to have a world record.
of course, you have a proof evidence of all the concerts you did, and maybe you can contact Guinness. Can you imagine Thundermother in the Guinness?
I actually can.
Yeah,
That'd be
of
amazing.
course. Of course, Guernica, of course. Yes. So I am thinking that this conversation is very nice, but if the Spanish fans see that we don't speak Spanish, they will be very angry.
Mm-hmm.
So my last question, that is the usual question that all the interviewers say, do you want to say something to the Spanish fan or something? You will say it in Spanish. But it's not now. I'm giving you an advance and made you think in Spanish too. But
Okay.
first, and maybe one of the last, I
Mhm.
saw that you are wearing an ABBA t-shirt.
Oh yeah,
Did you like ABBA?
yeah. Of course, I like ABBA, but it's
Yes.
actually an ABBA with the Ramones vibe. It says ABBA ABBA Hey.
Yes.
That's why I love this T-shirt because it's unexpected.
Something that to me was really interesting is that when I go to your Facebook page, I saw that you have high studies. I thought that you were studying something like economy or something like that.
No, I should. I mean, we're all business people now. We have our own little mini companies, but
Yeah.
no,
Yes.
I need to read a book like Business for Dummies or something. But no, I'm not there. But thank you though. I like that I come off as very business-like.
Yes. I even thought that you know Spanish because you were living here in Spain or at a Spanish country.
I never lived in a Spanish country though. But you know why I speak Spanish? Because of
No?
my parents. My parents are from Uruguay.
Ah,
Mis
I
padres
didn't know.
son.
I didn't know, Guernica.
No.
So, but now that I know, I don't understand why you are so tall.
Because my dad is first generation German.
Ah,
So he
okay.
has German roots, and I'm like a German Italian mix, but from South America.
There is no more question, and you cannot avoid speaking
No.
Spanish to say
Yeah.
something to the Spanish fan. Tell me.
Oh, okay. Hola España. Bueno, para los fans españoles, los queremos mucho. Thundermother, vamos a ir a España en septiembre. Vengan al concierto, que nos gustaría encontrarnos con todos nuestros fans y tomar una cerveza y celebrar que esta mierda se pasó. Bueno, ojalá que la pandemia sea gone. ¿Qué más?
No, dime, ¿cómo es que vienen en septiembre? Cuenta.
En septiembre, bueno, no sé exacto cuáles las ciudades son, pero tenemos una gira en septiembre. Dame un momento, te puedo decir los datos ahora.
Venga.
En septiembre vamos, el 15 de septiembre hasta el 18 tocamos en España y después el 19 vamos a Inglaterra.
Seguro que será Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, alguna de esas cosas.
Probablemente, pero va a ser, no sé, va a ser muy divertido. Nos encantan los fans españoles, los conciertos son muy divertidos y son muy presentes.
Sí. Pues muy bien, Guernica. Fue un placer hablar contigo. It was
Gracias,
really
igualmente.
nice talking to you. I
Yeah.
enjoyed this conversation a lot.
Thank you, me too. We should do a live cuando nos vemos en España.
Seguro. Share a beer with you and the rest of the band,
Yes.
the family.
Yes, todo. Y sabes que mi novio es hasta más alto, es súper. Te vas a Vamos, son los gigantes ahí, pero bueno, si me los llevo a España, we'll hang out, for sure.
Very good. Muy bien. Bueno, pues nada, chao. Que
Chao.
tengas una buena semana.
Igualmente, igualmente.
Bye bye.
Bye, bye.